I will ask for your attention, and maybe I'll start with, when I went to Junior Achievement and they introduced me and I walked up there, I said, I know, let me talk about the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is, who's this white guy talking to us? I thought he was Latino. And I explained to them that Latinos are white, brown, and black. We're not defined by skin color or religion. My distinguished board chair, Garcia, at a comedy club last night served me up on a silver platter, and they had a lot of fun with that. I'm going to move very quickly, which is not what I would normally do, but I want to try to catch us up. I'm going to start with something that's not normally been done, and that's to give you a sense of what we did the first days of the convention when you weren't here. We started with the CEO Summit, ALPFA's first CEO Summit. And it was really nice because we had global CEOs like Gerald and Jay. They're really fierce competitors, State Street and BNY Mellon, and they were acting like friends. And they actually like each other, and they put down their swords and shields to work together. Sol Trujillo is a global CEO that has run 3 $40 billion market cap companies in 3 countries. And see, they're having a lot of fun. And it was actually just a great educational session. And we also had another session which was closed door. And in this closed door session, we had 10 global CEOs, 35 chief diversity officers, 7 chief human resources officers, all being moderated by a wonderful executive and chief diversity officer, Jyoti Chopra from BNY Mellon. What a great job she did. On Friday, we had great programming. We had an 8-hour MBA, which, went all day for our professionals. And we also had 2 speakers, Daniel Gutierrez and also Jeffrey Shavitz, who released here at convention 2 brand new books. First time ever. Brand new books here, and anybody, including you, can go to joinalpha.org until tomorrow and download these 2 books for free. Joinalpha.org. Another thing that we did is I believe that Alpha is not only a strong symbol of our Latino brand, but a Latino brand needs to be protected. So we have someone that's been out there. He's our favorite billionaire bully who's been saying a lot of things about Latinos. And the question is, how do you engage someone like this? So what we did in a very nice way was we had somebody write an opinion editorial, Rick Sanchez, and this came out on Friday. And I had also invited Donald Trump to come to the convention to explain himself. And this is how Rick closed. This Friday night, thousands of members of the Association of Latino Professionals for America will be meeting in New York City for their annual convention. These Hispanic professionals and students are Republicans, Democrats, independents alike from all over the country, and I wait for you on stage. They say a picture says 1,000 words. Rick had a 3-hour show on CNN, and only Larry King had higher ratings. Aside from Rick Sanchez, the only other person that could take him on is Mr. Ramos, but his Spanish a little bit better than his English. So since he didn't arrive, what we did is we had a 20-minute amazing presentation of why our brand and why we just get kicked around in the media all the time, and it was very illuminating. Frank Sanchez, who's the Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs for the CUNY system, also brought 300 of his students. We ended the night with a great movie that Disney came out with called McFarlane USA. I also sent this to Mr. Donald Trump. Maybe he would sit down and watch it. And this movie is really what the Mexican-American values in this country are all about. And I sat here with all of Alpha to watch this movie, and it is a great movie. And this is what Alpha is going to be about. No one is going to attack our Latino brand, and we're not going to stay silent anymore. In a very respectful manner, we're going to go after them. Saturday was Women of Alpha Day. It was an amazing day. We opened up with various panels. We then had Nina Vaca here. She was being interviewed by CNN correspondent. It was just fabulous. It had a lot of teary eyes in the room. Even the Latino men in here were crying, so don't say you weren't. We had our great signature Alpha Got Talent event. We had great judges, and this young man, Leo Pascal, won Alpha's Got Talent. The hardest part was when my 17-year-old daughter Amparo said, "Hey Dad, why don't you use your influence? I want to meet that guy tonight." That was tough. Let me tell you what happened on Sunday. In New York, many years ago, 2001, we did this particularly for the younger students in the crowd. We thought, since it was our first time in New York, that we should go to the 9/11 memorial. Back when I was in business, our largest client was on floors 101 through 105. And I had many, many dear, close personal friends that died that day. So we decided, our senior leadership team, board, and corporate advisory board, to go down, and we brought in a pastor, Joseph Andino, who led us through to remember not only the victims that day, but also the first responders, and particularly also the veterans that died in response. No time in our country's history has more first responders died in any tragedy of this kind. We walked, and I remembered thinking that on May 2nd, 2011, I was sitting with my partner, Sol Trujillo, and a CNN called me and said, "Charlie, where are you?" So I'm in Washington, D.C. "Great, we need you to go into CNN right away because the president is coming on, and we're not sure if Osama bin Laden has been captured, but we're going to get information soon." I said, "Well, why are you calling me?" So it's Sunday night, there's no one else around. So I spent the next 2 hours on the air, and what we did for lunch when we came back after the ceremony is we had an amazing presentation about leading high-performance teams, and the individual we brought was Senior Chief Petty Officer Rob O'Neill, a Navy SEAL who's done over 1,000 parachute jumps. He's personally trained 800 Navy SEALs, 400 combat missions in 4 theaters, 52 military decorations, a real American hero whose actions have been featured in 3 recent movies, Lone Survivor, Zero Dark 30, and Captain Phillips. It was an amazing presentation right here in this room. And the other thing that we did is that we supported a nonprofit that he started. And the nonprofit is called Your Grateful Nation. And we gave him $10,000 on behalf of Alpha. We said last year we want to create a culture of philanthropy. These are the goals that were set out for the foundation. He wanted to get 100 mentors to work with veterans, special operators, who are the Navy SEALs and others, and 40 corporate recruiters. So he taped something for me, and I told him that our goal is not to do that in a year. Our goal was to do that in 1 day to show him the power of Alpha.
Hello, I'm Robert J. O'Neill, former SEAL Team 6 team leader and co-founder of YourGratefulNation.org, where we help special operators transition from the military to the private sector. What I'd like to ask of Alpha today is 3 things. 1, if you're a mentor, please help us at alpha.org/help-a-vet. 2, if you're a recruiter and you're looking to hire some of these fine people, again, we can use your help at alpha.org/help-a-vet. And 3, if you could donate to us at yourgratefulnation.org/donate, we'd be forever grateful. Thank you.
Awesome. It was very special for him to be here. So if you're a mentor or recruiter, you can still do it now, even though you weren't there, at alpha.org/help-a-vet. And this is his goal, and let me tell you what we're able to do for Your Grateful Nation. The Power of Alpha Way, 185 mentors and 81 corporate recruiters. Who am I to tell a Navy SEAL he needs to have higher goals, but he's going to. On Monday today, many of you participated. You know what happened here. We had a great event with great students. We had the director of the CIA here talking to us. They've had some challenges, and we are going to work with them. Our previous convention record, 2,812 in Las Vegas in 2012. Our new record. Thank you, gentlemen. So let me give you some highlights. I have 7 minutes and 22 seconds, or else the hook is coming out. So I'm going to go very quickly. I'd like my senior leadership team to stand up. Most all these faces are new, and if you're out there, please stand up. None of this could happen without you. Emma Campo, Lenny, my chief of staff. All right. Thank you very much. Emma's nickname is Samurai Mom, and she is good. She keeps us on track. So we completed a 2-year audit. Interesting to come into an organization that has a lot of accountants, but hadn't done an audit for a few years. So we did that. Moss Adam is one of the top 10, 11 firms in the country, and they audit 1,200 nonprofits, and we work with the audit partner, and we came out with a clean audit, which was awesome. Last year's membership was 2,300. That's what I told the world, and our goal in 3 years was to get to 100. So of course, we're relentless about execution, but we also measure everything. So we did an audit of our numbers, and unfortunately, the real numbers were about 12,500. And I wouldn't be honest if I wouldn't tell you the truth. That is what we found, and we weren't communicating with a lot of it because of our communications were broken, which is why I hired Julio Carbonell, my first hire, former CIO of Major League Baseball. Our brand wasn't working. My second hire was our chief branding officer, Lori Ruff, ranked 7 in the world by CEO World. Those type of people. And let me tell you what we were able to accomplish. Alpha's new membership model, we have a membership model which is a freemium. It's a basic plus a premium. And you know, our corporate clients and our corporate partners want our members. And our membership revenues were only bringing in 1.8% of our overall revenues. So we changed our membership model, and this is what is reflected today in total membership in our new membership platform. 63,822 members. But the story doesn't end there, because Lori Ruff has written 4 books on LinkedIn, which is a good platform for us to use. And when I came into Alpha, we had 4,000 members thereabouts on LinkedIn. Today, we have 20,000, 40% that aren't in YM. We've done sample studies of this. So 40% of 20,000 is 8,000. So our total audited numbers today is about 72,000 members. But that doesn't tell the whole picture. You see, I gave a presentation actually last month in Chicago to Bank of America, and at the end of the presentation, they said, you know, with this new membership model, we have 8,200 Latino professionals. What if Alpha extended a basic membership to them? I said, we'd love to. And of course, I had to let Wells Fargo know, and others, and now everybody wants a basic membership. So if your name isn't up here, talk to me, talk to one of our staffs, because all your competitors are going to have members at Alpha soon. So this is bringing in all the ERGs now. I have visibility on quite a nice number. And there's one other partnership that we announced, and that's with HBIF, which brings us 15,000 Latino business owners. This organization has been around 25 years in Florida. And that's happening this year. We have a signed memorandum of understanding, and that takes us to 100,000 pretty clearly by the end of the year. That is what we're able to do in 1 year, ladies and gentlemen. So my management team made me look real bad. I promised that I wasn't going to give you the big goal that I'm thinking about yet, but the night isn't over yet. But I'll leave it at that for now. Next, our brand influence. There is, anybody can go to something called Hashify, and I'll show you how to do it, and you can put in where you're at in terms of your brand influence on Twitter, on all the different social media platforms. It measures the strength of your brand from 0 to 100. We were at 4 when we came in. This is what an average nonprofit is at, about 24.5. And I'll let you know real quick what our team was able to do. And this is in 1 year. This is ALPFA's brand today. But one of my biggest frustrations with ALPFA this year has been getting the males at ALPFA to keep up with our women. Really, really sad. Our women really outperform all the time. Women of ALPFA, more than half of our membership, and they are really great. But our goal isn't to be one of the top Latino nonprofits. Our goal is to be one of the top nonprofits in the United States. So where we're shooting for next year is, these are some of our corporate partners. So you see our corporate partners tend to be in the 50s because they have billions of dollars, but we're not going to let that stop us because we're coming after you, and we're going to announce this next convention, so I hope you guys take up your game. And this is where anybody can go. We're all about measurements. If you go to hashtify.me, you'll see it. We have some strategic partnership, Latino Leaders Magazine, we announced during the convention. I just talked about HBIF, MLT, and you heard a little bit about junior achievement. I'm going to show you the power. I'm coming to an end here with this. So Jack and Jack's chief operating officer have a partnership with Gallup. And they've just started to pilot this partnership in 7 of their cities. I've been a big proponent of Strength Finders. I've taken it for 10 years. I followed Gallup. They're another brand that I would love to put ALPFA with. The biggest problem that we have today as Latinos is that our corporate partners are only recruiting from 40 to 60 colleges and universities. There's 4,000 colleges and universities, and study after study has shown, including one from the Bureau of Labor Statistics last week, 4-year study done in Texas, that our best Latino talent are not going to the Ivy Leagues. They're going because of culture and financial reasons to the college or university closest to their home. So the assumption that you're getting the best talent in the world by going to those 40 or 60 schools is flawed. But I don't know how to solve it because you don't have unlimited budgets. So with this test, Strength Finders, first of all, imagine if we could test our students. And remember, the biggest thing that Junior Achievement has is a distribution platform. So I already proposed to a couple of their partners, what if we could use this instrument as a solution? And talking to their scientists last week for several hours, this instrument was tested globally. 7 years testing it, and it has an 80% success rate with only 20% false positive. For every 100, 5 come out as high potentials, but for every 1,000, they have 3, what they call freaks. These are the Steve Jobs that are out there, the people that create Airbnb and all these other companies. So imagine if we tested 25,000 Latino high school students through Jack's distribution platform, and we found 3 out of 1,000, which is 125 Steve Jobs Latinos all over corporate America. They're going to be rough around the edges like Josué, yes, but somebody found me, the Air Force Academy in Panama, some kid called Garcia. They offered me a 4-year full ride, and I had to serve for 5 years. So why don't our corporate partners offer these freaks a 4-year or 3-year or 4-year scholarship where every summer they go work for those companies and they give back 3 years. So there's already 2 of their corporate partners who are very interested in funding this. It costs $12 a test. That's $3 million. There's scholarships and so forth. But these two partners, one is a technology behemoth and another one is a bank. They're not partners of ours. So this is a coming attraction. This is a new thing, but this is the power of partnerships. So that gives you a little view of where we're going and some exciting things that we may be able to do. And with that, I'm wrapping up. I have another presentation later. Thank you very much.